This is gonna come as me being a hypocrite.
So if I were to redo the first day, I might reroll.
What can you do? I was just rocking a free-to-play team and it felt weird.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Etheria Restart video, and today we're going to do a quick little recap for the first week of playing. With me, you have the free-to-play POV. With Sturby, you get the Leviathan Kraken POV. And we're going to discuss what we like, what we dislike, what we did in the first week, and how we're moving forward. Hey man, how you doing today?
Good man, how about you?
Good. And let's get right into the content, okay? We need to stop the yapping with YouTubers nowadays. So my first question for Sturby is, what is his biggest regret in the past week playing the game? Because we watch all these top 10 mistakes you make in Etheria Restart. But what was your biggest regret playing this game for the first week?
This is gonna come as, me being a hypocrite. Okay, but I told everybody, pull for Tiamat. She is going to save your account. I pulled for Tiamat, but I didn't use Tiamat.
Ooh.
And guess what? My life sucked without her. I think back to the days when I was in my beta account and I just looked at the team and I was like, how do I clear this? And just go, I'll just put Tiamat in. It'll clear. And it clears. And now I'm sitting here going, alright, so if I'm one speed faster than, this unit, if my Lily pushes the DPS, does my DPS cut, or, do I need to put a bit more speed on, my other thing? And I'm sitting down here and I'm min-maxing like crazy, and for a 50% chance that it's going to fail. And I'm like, I'd rather have my 100% certainty with Tiamat that I was going to clear a content. Albeit it's a little longer, but I'd rather a little longer than losing one stamina, you know what I mean?
True.
and that has been my biggest regret, not giving my Tiamat any love. And that's something that I'm trying to rectify now, but let's see.
I still think Tiamat is going to be a very good bruiser character for PvP later on. With her very overloaded kit, she can do so many things in one simple unit, and the fact that she's scaled with HP and not defense make it even better, because you can be giga tanky and do so many things at the same time. And I think with United Front coming very soon, Tiamat is going to be one of the worst things to deal with. And you mentioned about a special build for Tiamat. Can you mention that again for everyone to listen to?
The secret tech that, it's not really a secret, it was seen in the beta. We just didn't know if it was actually going to be fixed or changed or nerfed or whatever. But it's basically using the shell called Amber on Tiamat. And if you guys don't know how the interaction works, basically, in order for Tiamat to evolve into her Dragon Mother form, you need 8 stacks of bloodshed. If she is about to die, no matter what kind of HP you're on, okay? As long as she's about to die, she will naturally get herself to 6 stacks. And because Amber prevents the death, you keep the 6 stacks, Amber heals you back 50%, which brings you over 8 stacks. You transform into Dragon Mother form in the ice state, and because when you transform into Dragon Mother form, you instantly get a turn. You bypass the entire, pushback of turn meter. You get a turn immediately in Dragon Mother form. You nuke them to full heal yourself, and you revert back into Dragon form. So basically, Tiamat has 2 lives. Enjoy killing Tiamat twice. Not happening. It's going to be a pain.
I think that's going to be one of the most annoying defense kind of meta that's coming very soon when people get their hands on Amber. Because for this shell to be balanced, first, very long cooldown. Second, the skill cooldown cannot be reduced by Lily, for example. And third, when you are about to die, you lose your turn meter by half and you put into an ice state. So in this state, I saw someone in the test server, I hit like a Sania that was on Amber. She just kind of turned into this block of ice and she doesn't move. You can still attack her and kill her. You can't really kill her in the ice state, I think. But you can still attack her and she's not moving. She's not doing anything in the ice state, and she needs to get that turn meter back to get a natural turn again. So that is how they keep this cheat death mechanic balanced. But with Tiamat, because she gained a turn naturally instantly with the Dragon Mother form, then she kind of bypassed the balancing factor of the shell. And I think that in the future can be kind of scary for Tiamat as well. So for me, what was my biggest regret? I think I've been trying to play the game with like a free-to-play mindset with the goal is to play with what I have. And what I have is not exactly very amazing. I don't have the obvious crazy LD SSR. I have Shadow Sania, which is now the biggest topic of the game. And I don't have the common LDSSR. I don't have Ditting. I don't have Claws, which is the common damage and defense breaker for the very, very good team that are going around right now. So I just kind of don't really have the thing that people use. And I try to make use of what I can play with. And I gotta say, because I didn't reroll a single minute of the game, it felt like I was playing the game on like a different level of difficulty. And it might be fun for me to do that because I make content out of it. But if you were to start like me and you think that, oh, I can be like Sean, I can just play the game with whatever, then you might find yourself in a very, very difficult position because it's going to be much harder to replicate what people are doing because you just don't have the meta stuff. So if I were to redo the first day, I might reroll. I don't really like reroll though, but I might reroll just for Claws so that I can make my life so much easier with building team around this one character, and I wouldn't have to be worried too much. And if I can get myself one of the solid single target damage like Ditting, that would be insane as well, because I've summoned every single LD SR character, but I don't have this guy. So that is kind of a problem. I've been trying to play with Victor, but I nerfed my boy so much that I feel kind of bad, but I still have to play with him because that's the only option I have. So my regret is just rolling with the flow, and the flow got really, really hard. And I'm kind of stuck, but I feel like if I try to push high enough, I might get unstuck, but that is very uncertain. But that's me though. What do you think about my my box so far? Quick little box review, maybe?
Let's take a look. So you have where is let's filter by SSRs. Let's see what you have.
How do I do that? SO.
There we
Bam.
go.
Oh my god, it's so small. I don't even get to the second
That
row.
realization, boom.
I can't even scroll down, bro. Is that it? It doesn't even fill the page. 2 of them is free. I mean, 3 of them is free, by the way. 3.
3 of them are free. How did you get the Rosa for free?
Targeted summon, right? So it's technically
targeted.
free, right? So 3 is free. So I got 5. And they're like okay.
I think you look like you're PvP ready with your SSR box.
Wow,
You have Tsukiyomi.
PvP ready.
You have Tsukiyomi, you have Hellkid, you have Borkney. I'm a bit annoyed that you resetted your Lian, but I'll make do.
We're getting our way back up there, sir. We're getting our way back up. It's getting somewhere.
You have Lingluo, which is the best healer out there. You can use Rosa, which works too. I mean, you have enough to play, relatively standard to aggressive, I want to say. Let's look at your SRs now. Let's see what you have.
Little SR action.
Let's look at what you've built. Kraken, Marvel, Gray, Valerian, Victor. Yeah. Your Dino is just there to do its thing.
Pretty much.
I think you probably need to work on your Kazuyo though. And your Sanya. Why is your Sanya not built?
I got her very recently.
Okay. That makes sense.
Like,
forgivable.
So I have Linglo now. I'm like, do I really want to build another healer right now? I'll build her in the future, that's for sure. But like, not right now,
Your box looks like it can do most of the PvE content already. It's just a matter of stats, I think.
Pretty much.
Looks pretty good for a free-to-play account, I would say. If anything, your SSR, you're only missing Rahu. That's it.
Yeah, I think I need like a solid green SSR. I think that's the one that is... Oh my god, let's fight somewhere empty, Vegeta. And like, here's the empty part.
Yeah, it's just Rahu that you're missing. But, you can just fill that up with Hoyan, which is coming out tomorrow. So you're good.
Wow, amazing. Here comes the light department. There's nothing. It's dark. All right, so that was question number 1. Question number 2 is, what was that one unit that you didn't think would really benefit you, and it turns out to be incredible, that you built along the way?
You know, I had a lot of time to think about that. It all comes with, spending 99 cents, and she comes for free, if you want to call it free. And
I mean, I
that
got her for
unit is
free, so it's kind of
Valerian.
free.
Oh, you got it for free? You luck sacked her?
Oh, I luck suck now, huh? I luck suck a Valerian. How crazy is that?
But yes, Valerian was the unit that really, helped my account. Surprisingly, because a lot of people sleep on her hazy dream, and that hazy dream is actually super important in clearing a lot of clear content. Number one, every time you take a thing, you're getting a shield, and then you're getting a basic buffs, right? And the basic buff, basically, if you do not have attack buff, it always gives you attack buffs first. That's what I've noticed.
Wait, it's not random?
It's not random. I mean, give it a try, and you'll have a look. See, if you don't have an attack buff,
I do
the
notice
first
that I
thing
do
you-
get attack buff a whole lot.
the first buff you will get if you don't have an attack buff is attack buff. And so she becomes a pseudo attack buffer that also protects your team. Well, she just sits there and goes to sleep, right? And I've been trying, to use a whole bunch of different, attack buffers like Beyonce, Freya, that kind of stuff, and nothing beats Valerian because she also death prevents, which is insane. It is very, very necessary when you're in, the later stages when your gear is still garbage. My gear is still garbage, and you need to cheat death once. And Valerian is just that. And so, little did I know, I started using Valerian more and more and more, and now when I think about attack buffer, I think Valerian first now.
Not even
Surprisingly.
Freya. Not Chiaki the Echo. Valerian it is.
Not even that, just Valerian, because she just sits there with her buff, with Hazy Dream, and then my unit's going to take a turn, they're going to get a shield, they're going to get attack buff, and I'm just going to clear content. And then by the time her turn rolls around, she's just going to reapply that again and health equalize, which is amazing. So if you guys have not built Valerian, definitely look into building Valerian.
I think the simplest way is just go with as much HP as possible. For me, I always struggle with, there's gonna be that downtime in between her sleep after she uses it, and if you get one shot, then the sleep is gone. So it's like if you build her super slow, you get to enjoy the buff a whole lot, but you get one shot immediately, then there's gonna be that gap, and the bridge between that gap is kind of annoying. So I think the share to reduce her cooldown is great, but I keep trying to maybe give her some speed so that she can get back to use the skill again, or ignore speed altogether and just get one shot and then maybe trying to improve my damage. But I think one reason why you really like Valerian is you use Lily a lot, right? So Lily will give your damage dealer speed immediately in turn, and because of Valerian, that character also get attack buff immediately. So that's very, very cool. You don't need an attack buff to move in front of Lily, which is very inconvenient to build because you have your best speed on Lily. You don't need to have a best speed on another unit.
100%. And Valerian is also very, very easy to build. She's arguably one of the easiest units to build out there. Stack HP, don't worry about your speed, and just make sure that your S3 is maxed. And that's it. She's ready to rock and roll.
Yep. Without S3 max, you cannot go with the slow build. So you have to max it so that you can get the Hazy Dream right at the start of the battle immediately. So she's going to be the 4 Latisse investment that either you go all in or you don't go there at all. Pretty much.
Yes. And she will have a lot of PvP usages in the coming future. So don't sleep on her anyway.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a guaranteed in one of the United Front defense team just to avoid getting one shot by Hoyan or Messiah immediately.
Oh, 100%. 100%. Definitely. I can see a world where that will happen already.
So for me, the unit I built, it was Valerian as well, but then you talk about it, so I'm going to talk about something else. I was kind of dissing a Valerian a little bit when I made a PvE beta for PvE tier list with the beta info. And I kind of just looked over her a whole lot because I thought the buff was going to be random. And I had to invest into her compared to other units that didn't need investment. So I was like kind of overlooking her. But I have found my way. I formally apologize for looking down on her. I really like her. I use her a whole lot. But also because I don't really have any other option anyway. The unit I liked a lot was Gray. So I used Gray a bit here and there in the beta, but I wasn't like focusing on Gray because like in the beta, I spend money, so I had so many other options, especially claws. But now I don't have claws, and when I look around, it's either I use Gray or I use RC77 for AoE defense break. So with the beautiful crit rate buff, and if you maxed out Gray skill 2 and 3 together, you cannot do one of them, you have to do it together, then you get this skill 3 back so quickly, all the time. So he's just jumping around, doing massive damage, prepping your other damage dealer, doing crazy defense break. And I use him in almost every single thing of the game up until now. And I can see myself using him more and more after this as well. So he's definitely going to be an amazing unit. For those of you who are not lucky like me, I mean, not unlucky like me, not to pull a claws, and you're looking for an AoE Death Breaker, and you want something that is tried and true bread and butter, I think this guy is going to be the guy. But there's one thing I want to tell you guys that not about his very flat ass right here. It's more about the fact that a lot of people build Gray with effect accuracy, but they actually forgot to read, typical gacha gamer behavior, that if you want a defense break, you have to crit. So in the early game where a lot of monsters don't really have effect resistance, then you just have to build him with plus 60 or 50% crit rate. He will defense break all the time with that effect accuracy. Maybe when you get to Inferno, when they start having resistance or higher stage of Ember Track, then you start putting in accuracy. But early on, you can ignore accuracy altogether, have high crit rate, because he buffed himself with 30%. You need to have like plus 50 to 60%. And then you're going to defense break all the time. It's going to feel great for Gray. You like Gray?
I went into this full launch with 100% conviction that Gray was a must build. And because he was already free, Lian was also free, I just started building those two up. And then alongside that, I've also built up Marvel and Kraken. And subconsciously, the free-to-play side of me come out. And what can you do? I was just rocking a free-to-play team, Marvel, Kraken, Lian, Gray, throughout my entire, progression scheme. And it felt weird because I'm using 3 SRs and 1 SSR that is just given to you. So it might as well just be an SR at that point. And that's all I was rocking with, and I was clearing content everywhere, which just makes me think this game is so, it's so friendly to free-to-play players because they give you all the requirements you need to progress in the game. And then from then on, it just becomes a bigger stat check at every step of the way. And if you're progressing at a relatively, decent pace, I don't think you have problems progressing in this game at all, to be honest. Is that how you would think so?
That is exactly what I did the entire time for the first many days. I was just focusing on Lian, Gray, Marvel, Kraken, and crushing pretty much everything, including early game PvP. Like, I'm putting Rosa, Linglo right now because I had them. But before this, it was just Lian and Kraken. And I was in already Diamond. Not Diamond. I was already in Plat, enjoying amazing reward while people are still very afraid of PvP. I was using my PvE team, the SR character, and because my team looks so free because they all SR compared to the next guy who has like a crazy profile banner, full SSR team. So many people attacked me in the first week, and I was just farming defense win. I had like a 60+% defense win. I was climbing rank without even playing the game. It was an amazing ass time.
That's exactly how I felt too. I was just using Lian, Gray, Marvel, Kraken in PvP, and I was crushing it.
All right, so that was the second question. The third one, the final one, is what are you farming right now at day 7?
That would 100% be Hoyan in the shelves. And you will need to be level 45 to unlock it. And once you do, a lot of good shells come out from there, especially, to name a few, Revelations, which will be a massive damage boost to your units, Amber, which is a very good, death prevention shell, and most importantly, the biggest upgrade to your Black Flag, Jackal Guard. Because Jackal Guard is a direct upgrade to Black Flag, which you would get in, Fabian. And so, once you get to Hoyan, I would recommend, you just camp on Hoyan for a few days. Because you're going to need a whole lot of training data. You're going to need to build a whole lot of shells if you want to start progressing into Inferno mode. And all those training datas can, help you in the future once you get to Rengokusu, when Codex of Magic starts dropping for you.
Oh god.
The other reason why I say, you should be farming shells a lot heavier than, let's say a GP outpost, which I've seen, some people say you should be farming GP outposts first before shells. My reasoning is very simple. In the 2x event that we have experienced back in the beta, shells were the only dungeon that did not have a 2x. So you might as well just be farming shells, because when the 2x come, you can just backlog everything that you've missed. And so that is my main reasoning behind it, aside from the fact that we all know the natural damage boost you get from the basic stats, the speed and all that stuff. Would you agree?
I 100% agree. So I'm the kind of guy that farm GP outposts a little bit because I think for a lot of people, they kind of just ignore GP outposts and they went straight to this because the casual audience, the moment they see you can drop summon from this thing, they went crazy with it. They were like, Sean, you are a fucking idiot. You can farm summon in here. What are you doing? I'm like, bruh, just play the game. The game shower me with summon because as a free-to-play player that don't farm the Animus EXP dungeon a whole lot, I'm doing it right now because no X2 drop anymore, so I'm kind of sad. I need to re-raise my Lian or else my boy Stubby is going to absolutely fly to my country and slap me in the face. Where was I going with that? I was going to achievement and I didn't farm summon and I've summoned 373 times for a free-to-play player in 1 week. And I max refresh every day for stamina. And I'm still, I would say, having a decent amount of gem. Would you say so, Mr. Whale? 18k, 19k, not too shabby.
Not too shabby. I only have 10,000.
So I was like, I need stat. And I was a little bit stuck in, let's say, I was stuck in Fabian Nightmare, for example. A lot of people were stuck in Whitney, Fabian. I was like, wow, this is free stat. And everything I farm here can still be used for whatever SSR I'm going to raise in the future. So I'm not wasting any bit of this at all. And the moment I can max out my basic stat, if I can go back to this. So my ideology early game was always, if I can do GP outpost, I'll do a bit of that to raise the basic stat of the first 5 level of any skill. And I would manual run Grim Pursuit of any kind that I could, the best one that I could. And now I'm kind of stuck in module. And I'm like, oh, I'm stuck now. I will go back to Shell and I will start farming Shell again because the moment you get into Nico Nana, which is like the first sort of Shell autoplay, you farm a whole lot here, you soon realize that to just build one of this shit, it takes so much to build one that you can't just casually farm Shell. You have to intentionally farm a lot of Shell just to get a couple up. Like I think I have now like 2. I'm trying to build my 3rd one to maybe replace the one in Mervale to get a bit more speed on him so I can be a bit more competitive in Etheria. So I think shell farming is just like ultra important and it's like the best thing to do when you are a little bit stuck.
100%. And there are also shells in there, like for example White Fang, Twilight Knight, that hits harder than your DPS. So if you're lacking DPS to begin with, those shells will actually help you get through that damage threshold that you are missing. Shell has always been my priority, and I still stand by it. I'm not swaying from that stance. GP outpost for me, the second you get to about 43 to 45, that's when you're a little bit in limbo. I would say yes, go and farm your GP outpost. Start getting all of those permanent stats that you can get from your units for your prowesses. But before then, I don't think you really need to.
I think if you're stuck, then you gotta find a way to get stat. Then you should do whatever you can, right? Like a bit of GP outpost, get a bit of attack percent here. It's always great. I think it's just the worst thing to do is when you're stuck and you default back to like EXP. I think that's the worst thing to do.
Yes, I think going into investigations for EXP is 100% the wrong move because you don't really need to get the summons from there. Okay, let's be real, guys. We have a whole lot of summons that's getting showered onto you. Okay, if you really want to get experience, for your characters, go and farm thresholds. At least you're getting something out of it. All right, if that is coins, that's coins. If it's gear, it's gear. Usually it's a mix of both, but you're going to get experience points and you're going to get a whole lot more from that. Okay, because if you guys have not been paying attention, the hardest stage in the threshold that they give you, like for example, if you're in the nightmare farming stages of the threshold, nightmare 3 of whatever farm you're doing will drop you 1,000 EXP. Okay, so you can go to hard 3 or hard 4, whichever one is the hardest one. Do that and you can farm experience that way and farm, coins because you're going to sell all of those gears. Do that instead. That's better. That's better in my opinion.
For sure. Definitely gonna play everything else but this. I'm playing a little bit of this right now just to be very transparent. Oh, I got a summon, dude. Stubby doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, okay? I got a fucking summon.
Oh
I'm gonna get my hold on with this, bro.
This guy's a scam.
I'm doing a bit of this because I really need the EXP to like start up a couple of characters like Lian. I got a bit impatient because it was a bit too slow for the thing. So, and because X2 is not coming out anytime soon until July. So I thought, okay, I never farmed this. I gotta do a bit of it right now. But the moment I'm done starting up my character, I'm going back into Shell. Like, there's no stopping me. I've been doing Nico Nana so much for the past couple of days, and being able to max out 3 different mythic Shell felt so good. Like, the stat boost is insane for every single character. So that's what I've been doing right now. We are both doing a whole lot of Shell, and the moment you can do module, you go back to module. That is pretty much it. How are you enjoying the other things here, like Amber Track, Ethernet Rally, and all the other bonus content you can do without the need for stamina?
I do that once we are at the point where you only have 1 good DPS set, maybe 2 if you're super lucky. I'm not super lucky. And you can only do those stuff after you have cleared out all your PvE content and you want to play the game a little bit more. I hate doing that because I hate moving gears. So I've just been doing it wherever my account lets me go. And if I get stuck, I get stuck. And then I just wait and just farm back more gears, more juice, and then go from there. I'm that lazy. I'm sorry, chat.
Hey man, he can play whatever the fuck he want, okay? It doesn't really matter because a lot of content get reset in like 2 weeks. We got time. We can chill.
Plenty.
I think the most important thing is just like use your stamina daily wisely and use it to progress your account in any way possible. And that is the most important thing. The more you rush, the more you feel like you're stuck. Like a lot of people are like, oh my god, I gotta go and farm Hellfall right now. If I'm not doing that, I am like breaking my account. Like you're not. Like you're fine, bro. Like if you're not farming Hellfall right now and you can farm Shell, like you are totally fine. You're doing okay, right? Like there's no need to go crazy and compete with whales. Even whales don't even compete with whales at the moment, right?
I think the best takeaway is this is a marathon, not a race. There is no reason for you to race to the end game. Like, we are only in 8-9 days of the game. Okay? There is no point getting yourself to a threshold that you are not comfortable doing just because, oh my god, everyone else is doing it. I have FOMO. I need to do it too. But then you forget that you're a free to play. You don't have Omega money. You can't get there. And then you quit. Alright? Take it at your own pace. Everyone is gonna get to the same point anyway. Maybe you take 2-3 months longer. But hey, at least we're getting there. Alright? So work on just getting 1% better every day on your account. Remember, it's a marathon, not a race. Chill the fuck out. Calm down. We are all going to make it.
And I think the thing is, not everyone is there. Like the streamer culture make you think that everyone is there. Everyone is not. Everyone is stuck AF. I can assure you that. Like I think
I'm
80-90%
stuck
of the
AF.
player base is like hella stuck. Like I seen whales on stream just like I don't know, going crazy, dying to Doki Doki, even though they've spent like thousands of dollars, and they're still like crying their balls out, just doing Doki Doki and dying. It's miserable to push so fast, and now you're stuck because like you feel like you are able to do it. The money you spend make you feel like you are justified to do it, but like you're still a bit too early into that potentially. So just chill, relax, enjoy the journey, farm a bit of shell. Okay, I think you're gonna be okay.
100%. I agree with that.
All right, and that's it for us today. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And huge shout out to the Church of Sturby. I'll leave his link down below. You can check out his Twitch, his YouTube, and maybe join his guild so he has more people to manage and he can get stuck even longer so I can catch up, right?
Always a pleasure, Sean. Always a pleasure.
All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Later.